Why should it be responsibility to give my man confidence? Good question. Man and woman, when they're in a relationship, especially when they're married, man is feeding off from a woman. Men are these days are very fragile, they're very vulnerable. Look at how many men who are fighting with me and you on the channel and in life. And so we gotta build their confidence. We took their confidence by going to the masculine and taking away their jobs. And now they're struggling, they're in the feminine energy. And so we as a women, we either curse them by believing that they're losers, that they're insecure, that they're not gonna succeed, or if we believe in them and we tell them, you're strong, you're respectful, you're gonna succeed. If you truly believe that, you give that confidence to him. And that's why we gotta build their confidence. Because I have one of the girlfriends, she's married, very miserable, and she tells me, Alisa, I don't like your analogy. I'm not his mama. I don't need to work on fixing him. My friends, we're living in a society where we gotta build our men like Legos. We gotta help them, because you're not gonna meet a perfect man. You gotta be such a saint yourself in order to meet a perfect man. Again, it's practically impossible. So instead of wishing and having unrealistic expectations, work with what you have. You can build and make your man a king, or you can make him a loser. If you believe in your man, he gonna succeed. If you don't, he gonna fail. And if you're gonna fail one man, guess what? You're gonna fail next and next and next. So instead of divorcing, instead of breaking up, work with what you have. That is my suggestion. Someone asked me, Alisa, so what can I do to motivate my husband? Because he doesn't want to work. And again, this is a very common question.
A man has three basic needs. He needs to feel that he's a leader, provider, and protector, in order to fully feel that he is a masculine man who respects himself and has integrity with himself. Also, man has other basic fundamental needs that it's a woman's job to give it to him as well, which is he has a deep desire to feel needed. And if you're providing and protecting and going to work and paying for bills, he doesn't feel that he is needed. If you can fix a frame, if you can fix refrigerator, if you can fix TV yourself, he doesn't feel that he's needed. And the second need a man has is he needs to feel that he's a free man. If you put him in a box and you're like, you cannot go with boys, you cannot see your friends, guys, and go for weekly meetings to play soccer or play pool, whatever that your husband or boyfriend is doing, he also gonna feel like he's in prison, and he will start looking around because his second very important need is not met. The third is that every man has a desire to feel accepted. If you're trying to change your man, you met a man who has a smoking problem and you're trying to change him, he will feel like you're trying to break him. I know deep in our heart, every woman, we want to change our man to be better. But if a man feels that you are pushing him to change, he will feel like he's not accepted. And we ladies need to work on that, because typically we're battling and battling. We meet a man who has 60% of the qualities that we like, and we think, oh, the 40 that I don't like, I'm gonna work on it so he can change. And that's the wrong attitude. That is the wrong attitude, because then you're going to be pushing him against his will to do something for you, and that kills motivation. He will not be interested to change because you want him to change for you, and that never works.
And this is the inconvenient and not very comfortable truth for you ladies. The reason why man is not motivated to go to work and provide and to protect is for three reasons. The biggest reason is because someone is doing his job already. That means you're already providing and you're already protecting, you're already paying bills, and you're already taking care of all of the duties and responsibility that a man's supposed to do. And that's why he's not motivated. The second biggest reason why your man is not providing is because you're asking him a lot of things all at the same time. For example, I want a villa in Dominican Republic, or I want to go to Europe for 2 weeks right now. I want a Gucci bag right now. I want a diamond necklace right now. And you're asking so many things. He's thinking, there's no way I can afford this. What the hell? Why would I even try to do that? And so a man loses the motivation and he's not doing it. The third reason, and this is the biggest reason why a man also is not motivated to do anything, is because he doesn't feel appreciated. He doesn't feel admired. He doesn't feel valued and respected. And overall, he doesn't feel loved. Because if a man doesn't feel respected, valued, appreciated, and admired, he loses all of the motivation why he wants to do all of the work to provide and to protect, and he's not even appreciated. And so, ladies, if you want your man to provide, to protect, to take responsibility and do his duties, please remember these 3 keys. Somebody also, a man asked me this question and I thought it's time to answer that. He said, what are the signs of a healthy, emotionally healthy and a happy woman? A healthy, emotionally healthy and a happy woman is a woman who is fully taken care of financially, and this woman is happy to cook. This woman is happy to do laundry, to organize house, to take care of the home, of the kids, of a man. She's not nagging and complaining and everything is bad, and she's nagging about job and she's nagging about work and friends and how much she needs to cook and do cleaning and laundry. And the reason why she's nagging, because a man is not taking responsibility and didn't take off this financial burden from her. And if a man takes it off, she's happy, and she's happy to serve. She's happy to take care of her family, of you, husband, of you children, of everyone. And so these are the biggest sign of emotionally healthy and happy woman. She doesn't nag. She doesn't complain. And in order, again, for a woman to be happy, you gotta take on your responsibility and provide and protect her. And a lot of men are saying, what do you mean protect her? We're not living in the Stone Age. A woman needs to be protected from herself, because a woman is an emotional creature. She is not built the same way. You men have a left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. And when you access left side of your brain, you don't access the right side of your brain. And so you're using the logic and rationale. A woman doesn't function like that. She can access a right and a left side all at the same time, and she is emotional about everything. And so she needs to be heard. And so I hear also men ask me question. Sometimes my wife becomes hysterical, angry, and enraged. And now I'll tell you a tip, dear man. If your woman gets this mad, it's a good sign. That means she trusts you. And if she allows herself to vent and blow up every once in a while, that means all of her negative emotions are coming out of her. If a woman, every once in a while, because you've been ignoring her, neglecting her, not paying attention to her, not giving her compliments, if she doesn't blow up, what's gonna happen? Either she's gonna eventually get tumor, cancer, or she's gonna start drinking. And alcoholic woman, it's a serious problem. We don't want this kind of woman, don't we? Or she's gonna be on drugs or smoking weed. And it starts with just eating sweets every night, a lot of chocolate and cheesecakes. And then eventually it becomes bigger and bigger problems. So don't be afraid when a woman blows up. It's part of her DNA. It's again because somewhere along a day or two or a week or two, you're ignoring her needs. And so if, again, you're not gonna allow her to vent like that and blow up, eventually she's gonna have a serious mental and physical problems. How to deal with stress of husbands working long hours because of money problems. I shared that before and I will share this again, my friends. What happens is in our DNA, men think that he can come home if he's stressed out and he can give all of his emotions to his wife. But this is how he violates her. Number one goes with relationship to God, universe, higher power. That's a priority. Number two is a spiritual teacher, guru, however you want to understand it. Everybody has to have either counselor or spiritual guru or spiritual teacher that you can go to and vent. Then comes husband. Yes, husband is a leader in the family. His place is third. Then comes wife, a mother, number 4. And then on the 5 goes kids, children. And then I joke around, number 6 goes cats and dogs, right? And so kids come with the problems to a mother. She's a safety net where they vent, they share the problems, and then a mother goes to her husband to share the problems. That kids have a bad grades in school or something going on at work. She comes to him because he's older, not age-wise. And then husband gotta go to his counselor, spiritual teacher, spiritual guru. And then all must go to higher power, universe for meditation, affirmation, or prayer. But if the person, let's say your older friend or spiritual guru comes to you, he violates you. If a husband comes down to kids or wife, he violates her. And that's why we supposed to know those spiritual foundation for the relationship. You cannot, husband can go to wife or kids. It can go upward. Kids can go to father or a mother. Mother can go to husband, spiritual guru, or God, but not the other way around. And so if your husband is stressed out, you gotta coach him, you gotta advise him, say, honey, I am so sorry. You have a friend, John. He's that 60-year-old man that you have. He's such a wise man. How about you take this question to him? I'm sure he'll give you a good advice. Or maybe we can go to our counselor in church, or we can go to counselor, or you can find a therapist, because I see how stressed you are. You're working so many hours. You feed him. You take care of him in that regard, but you don't need to take all of his stress, because if you take his stress, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna dump it subconsciously to your children, because a woman is not designed to hold these emotions. She's already emotional. She has already so much going on in her head. And now on top of it, husband gives it to her. It's too much. She won't be able to handle it. And this is how husband supposed to protect his wife, by not sharing his problems with a wife. He gotta go to his buddies. He's playing a pool, ping pong, or football, or soccer, and between he releases the energy and he shares. Can you believe my boss did so and so? Can you believe he didn't give me the bonus he promised? And you went to your friends, but not to children and not to a wife or girlfriend. Can a man learn to be more in his masculinity? Yes. How man learns how to be in his masculine energy? By you becoming feminine. The moment you start becoming feminine, you start to shift down in the energy, becoming more softer, kinder, compassionate. Man by default starts to become more and more masculine, becomes a decision maker, responsible, becomes a leader, protector, and provider. Not any other way. The moment you help a man financially, he starts to degrade, becoming more feminine, and you're becoming more masculine. Masculine and masculine cannot be together. Feminine and feminine cannot be together. You just have to understand this dynamic. It's very simple. Other people like to complicate things. They like to psychologically break it into down. There's this type of man and this type of man and this type of woman and this type of woman. It's that simple. Woman is feminine, gentle, and soft. That's the way she was born, and that's the way she's designed. And man is born to provide and to protect. I understand there's 5% deviation. Women who are born to be inventors, warriors like Jeanne d'Arc. But this is a deviation, and these women are very, very unhappy. You look at the Kardashians. They have zillions of money. Do you think they're happy? It's an illusion, because they're warriors, they're go-getters. They will never find a man who will protect and provide. They will always be in their masculine energy, and they will be only with a loser men who are gonna use them for money, and then eventually they will dump them, because who wants to be with a masculine woman who is a provider and go-getter? This is how society now is degraded. I'm sorry to be honest. So I hope you can understand the simple, very simple dynamic. If you want to be with a man who provides, who protects, you got to work on yourself. Become more and more gentler, softer, and then your man will man up. That's the only way. I felt Edison insulted me. Will he come back and apologize? Honey, I don't know you. And I don't know who Edison is. But I'll tell you one thing. If man doesn't come back after he insulted you, move on. Why would you even take a man who insulted you? And by the way, if you take him back without him taking full responsibility and apologizing and doing everything not to do this again, he will insult you again and again. And you even thinking about, will he come back? You're missing him. That means you gotta work on your low self-esteem. Because man who insults you and you're thinking about whether he'll come back or not just tells 100% how insecure you are. Move on, work on yourself. Once your self-esteem will go up, you will never attract a man who is insulting you, who is raising hands at you, who is putting you down, who is not taking care of you financially when you go to lunch or coffee or somewhere where he doesn't pay for you. So work on yourself. Yeah. I'm stressed out with kids. Let me go back here. At home while he works all day, every day. Yes, ladies, being a stay-at-home mom, it's a job. A lot of people think being at-home mom, it's piece of cake because you're at home. Because for us ladies, being at home, it's a work. Man comes from work at home, he relaxes. He takes his beer or he just sits in front of TV, watches football or news or whatever. And he's relaxing. For us, we're thinking, I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta do laundry, I gotta organize, I gotta do homework with kids, and etc. So for us, this territory at home is not a relaxing. For us, relaxation is when we're out with friends, when we're socializing. For some women, the reason why they choose work, because work is easier than being at home. Taking care of kids and cooking and cleaning and entertaining and educating them, much harder than going to work. For the most part. And so I totally understand that you're stressed out with kids at work all day. And that's why you gotta ask for help. Maybe your in-laws, maybe your parents, maybe babysitters. At least an hour or two. You gotta go for a walk, running. You gotta go meet with your girlfriends. It's better to even sign up to the gym for the sake of being social with someone. And doing yoga and Zumba and Pilates, being out with people, because just being at home, that's going to deplete you, it's going to stress you out, and that's very, very difficult. Even though I'm a stay-home mom, you see, right now my husband and our son is at the grandparents, and I'm here at home. I'm relaxing because I need a couple of hours me time. So 1 hour I'll spend with you, the rest of the time I'll do nothing, relaxing. And so we each need our downtime and time for just ourselves. And so you gotta figure it out. How can you create minimum of 1 hour, ideally 2 hours per day for you, so that you can take care of yourself? In order to give love to kids and your husband, you gotta first love yourself. Yeah, good question. How can I show my feminine energy more next to my best friend after having him see me in masculine? Well, first of all, why do you care about best friend? I don't believe that a man and a woman can be friends. Men not gonna spend their time, energy, and money being with a woman unless in the background he's thinking about her. Yeah, maybe not right now, but eventually if you'll be single, if you would want him, he will be available there. A man not gonna do that unless he's attracted to you. So if you're thinking about how to be more feminine next to him, that means you're also attracted to him, because otherwise why would you need that? And with regards to how you can shift, you cannot fake feminine energy. Some women are telling me, I recorded a video a few weeks ago, somebody asked me, how can I be wealthy and feminine? You cannot be wealthy and feminine. And some women are been sharing, I can hide my income, I can hide my job. You cannot hide energy, because when you make income, you're cocky, you're bossy, you're overconfident, and you're just, everything about you is just masculine. Can Kim Kardashian or Madonna can hide that they are masculine? It's impossible. Or Oprah or Hillary Clinton. Most of the Hollywood actresses, can they hide? They cannot hide, the same way you cannot hide. The only way to be feminine, if you're gonna work on your femininity, meaning you wake up, you do the meditation or prayer or affirmation, and the more you start to do the spiritual practices that I recorded so many videos on YouTube and even here on TikTok, you're gonna start shifting to femininity. Everything else is just a facade, and nobody gonna buy into facade. Either again, you're feminine or you're not. if I'm at home and I never have time for myself, yeah, sometimes if you're not educating your husband, if you're not telling him your needs, and if you're not feminine, he will not help. The only way men are motivated to help wives, if they again feel appreciated, valued, loved, respected, admired. And if you don't do those things, he will see that you struggle. You're like, okay, continue to struggle. He's resisting to helping you. This is how he's punishing you for not giving what he needs. Think about how can you make him happy, scratch his back, and he gonna start scratching your back. But in a modern society, we're so selfish, we're thinking about me. Everything to me, give this to me, and we want to dominate, that we're the most important. We're fighting for our power and wanted to grab as much as possible. Instead of taking, start serving. The more you give, the more he's gonna reciprocate. But at the same time, if he's screaming, yelling, raising his hands, it doesn't matter whether it's wife or husband. If you continue to serve, he'll think, oh, I guess I'm such a good man. She's even cooking and cleaning while I'm beating her and while I'm not helping her financially. So you gotta look, if he's violating you, or if she's violating you, then stop providing, stop cooking, stop having sex. But if he's not violating you, then you gotta think about what are you doing wrong. Because if you're just complaining, if you're not taking care of yourself, he lost interest in you, why would he help? So because I don't know you personally, it's not a real consultation. You just gotta be honest with yourself and see, where are you punishing him? Where are you revenging him? What are you doing that your husband is not willing to help you with kids? I propose no contact, but he wants to speak every 2 days via call. If you propose no contact, why is he asking you? You can even tell him, I'm not gonna check my phone, or I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I'm not gonna respond to any of your messages. And during this time, you apologize. If that's gonna help you, say, I'm sorry, but for 30 days, in order for me to concentrate on myself, I'm gonna even block you. You're not blocking him, you are telling him. It's gonna help me, and it's gonna help even you. Because if I'm gonna work on myself to heal, there's a chance that after 30 days or 40 days or after 2 months, there's a possibility that we might get together. But for now, I need time. But if you didn't tell him that there's no contact, just tell him, right now, I need time. I apologize, but I'm not gonna answer any of your texts or your messages. And just stand for that, because if you're gonna start responding, nothing gonna change, because it has to be a really good 30 days, sometimes even 60 days, depending how bad was the relationship, what he have done wrong. So I don't know your case, but if you're gonna respond, it's not gonna work. And again, it's not a game. You don't want to punish this person. You just gotta explain, I need this time and I'm not gonna respond to any of your messages. And even you can tell him, I will block you not to hurt you, but in order to concentrate on myself. Because if you in the background are trying to punish him or hurt him, he will do sooner or later the same thing to you. So we don't want to go from the space of punishment and pain. Because a lot of times what I see in 30 days no contact, the message is more about punishment. But we don't want to do any of the punishments, okay? So, and thank you for a bear hat. That was cute. Somebody's hearing my Russian accent, obviously. Should I confront him or play clueless? Well, it never works confronting a man, because the moment you confront a man, he feels like he's on a battlefield. If you confront him, he's gonna confront you back. It's like a bull, he sees not a woman in front of him. We're supposed to be like a flower, gentle, feminine flower. But then you're gonna confront him, you're like a bull. Well, guess what? He definitely gonna be a bull, and you guys gonna go head to head. So no, do not confront him, but you do have to be. For example, man doesn't know that you want, let's say, a jacket for Christmas. You want this leather jacket for Christmas. He cannot read your mind just because 2 weeks ago you were in the mall and passing through and saw a beautiful jacket. It doesn't mean that he remembers that. You gotta be honest. I told my husband, honey, I like this perfume. I would like this perfume for Christmas. Or I like something else. And that's what he got me for Christmas. And I wanted vacation. We're going to vacation soon. But women, we think we either demanding or we're playing, he needs to read my mind and get me that gift. And men cannot read your gifts, read your mind to buy you the gifts that you want. You gotta clearly communicate. But how you gotta communicate is something that he can afford. And something asking really gentler, honey, I would really love if you can get me this gift. I know right now it's difficult for you financially. So if you can afford that, that will be great. If not, I totally understand. And so then you gotta be patient and wait when he will be able to afford this. But don't ask something that he cannot afford. So I hope that really helps. So don't play clueless games. No, do not ever play games. Games just don't work, and men hate games. Can a woman be feminine and classy but still lead in the relationship, taking masculine role? For example, right now, by the way, I'm using a masculine energy because I have to think, I gotta answer your questions. But as soon as I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm shifting back to feminine. With my son, with my husband, I'm back in the feminine energy. However, a woman is responsible for a relationship. A man's job is to provide and protect. But atmosphere, the energy of the home, is a woman's energy. And so a woman is really in charge of the relationship. For example, if a husband is in a bad mood, I will do everything to calm him down. I will tell him, honey, would you like me to make you this favorite food, whatever, in order for him to calm down. A woman is responsible to what's happening at home, how the relationship is going in the family. But how she leads is through feminine energy. But when it comes to money decision, where we're buying the house, which car we're buying, all of the investments, all of that decisions to protect and to provide is on men. And so woman has a certain role in a relationship and marriage, and a man has a certain role. And for example, if my man will tell me, my husband will tell you, don't buy those curtains or don't buy this furniture, I'll say, honey, this is my territory. The same way, I don't go into his territory and telling him how to change a transmission in a car, for example. That's his territory. And so men and women need to know where you don't cross the boundaries. Kind of like that. So I hope I answered the question.